A company has to make profit. I define profit as the cost of survival. So it's not just nice to have it at the end, it's the necessity for survival.
It's a need.
It's a need.
And how to drive the company for profit?
There are only three drivers. It's very simple. Volume, price, cost. So you have to control all three drivers to achieve a sufficient profitability. Most companies fail in that regard.
But don't you think this is a very, I would say, hermetic way of seeing, just going through the figures? What about customer satisfaction, products, innovation? How does it fit in your formula?
Of course, behind these profit drivers, there are factors like value to customer. This is, by the way, the most important factor. It's the reflection of price and willingness to pay of the customer. And you have to achieve this value to customer by reasonable costs. Behind costs are innovation and process. So you split it down to the causal factors. Again, very simple: value to customer, innovation, processes. These are the essential drivers.
In one of your famous books is Power Pricing. What is this all about?
Price is the most important profit driver. You wouldn't believe that, because most people think that volume or market share is the most important profit driver. This is not true. Price is about 2 to 3 times more effective as a profit driver than volume. Why? 2 reasons. First, if you increase your volume, your costs go up. If you increase your price, your costs do not go up. Secondly, you often increase volume or market share by cutting prices. This typically leads to price wars, which ruin your margin. So volume may be up, but margin is down. You are worse off than before.
But in a highly competitive market as we have today, in most of the products and even in the service market, how to increase price?
First, the assumption that most markets are highly competitive is totally wrong. Most markets are not highly competitive. What is the proof? The proof is that the most expensive company typically is also the market leader. Look at Gillette. For razor blades, they are by far the most expensive. They have by far the highest market share. Why? Because they deliver the best value and people are willing to pay more. This is the typical situation.
But don't you think Gillette is an exception in this?
No,
for
Gillette.
Example, the car company, for instance.
Which car companies are profitable? 2 types. Among the big ones, Toyota is profitable with a very high profitability. Why? Not because they are cheap, but because their quality is so excellent. They have built up a very strong brand image. For instance, in the United States, the Toyota Corolla and the General Motors Geoprism car are identical, manufactured on the same assembly line. The Corolla costs $9,000 more and sells 2 times more units, 200,000 compared to the General Motors 80,000 units. Why? Perceived quality, brand image. So Toyota is not the exception, Toyota is the rule.
Maybe because they can guarantee let's say a most effective maintenance or low cost to keep the car along the time?
It's not low cost, it's quality. And who has problems with quality? General Motors, Ford, the American companies, some European companies. That is their competitive weakness compared to...
So you would say that even in mature markets, to get better profitability by increasing price is a good measure, is a good decision to take, and it's feasible?
Yeah. First, you need, of course, superior value to customers. So it starts with better value, usually innovation or better production processes.
In your consultancy or in your books, do you have a formula or a method how to teach the companies to take these decisions?
We look at pricing processes and we look at values. For instance, to give you an example, for Porsche, the most recent Porsche car is the Cayman, We introduced it at 10% higher than preceding cars. We did a very solid analysis in Europe, in the United States, in Japan, so we can support this decision, and it has been very successful. And Porsche is the other case of an extremely profitable automotive company. Porsche is just taking over Volkswagen, which is 15%, because Porsche is highly profitable and Volkswagen has a low profitability. This shows the strength of a company is not its turnover.
It's an investment of the family, or they will manage the company, not own the company, but manage the company with a different view. Let's say, do you think they're going to increase price at Volkswagen?
I hope they follow our recommendations, and of course they will have better quality, more innovation and higher prices. So on the one hand, they will pursue the Toyota strategy, but even with an additional brand premium.